Green tastes like sin. Hello, nobody. Today I've come to make an announcement. Starting from today, I'm no longer a human being. I'm actually a ghost. I'm Raridda the ghost. Yup. And let me tell you, ever since becoming a ghost, my life has just been so much better. My life has just improved massively ever since becoming a ghost. Alright, so how did I get here? How did I become a ghost? How did I become Raridda the ghost that I am today, okay? Well, let's start with the obsession. You need to have the obsession for locking in, bro. You gotta lock in, you know what I'm saying? And I know you wanna lock in, bro. I know you want to lock in. You wanna get friends, you wanna get rich, you wanna get buff, you wanna start getting disciplined, work on your hobbies type shit. I know you want to hit the gym. I know you want to get good grades. I know you want to be that person. I'm going to tell you how to do it. This video. You just need to become a ghost. So let's dive right into it. How do you become a ghost? How do you start getting lock-ins consistently? Okay, well, let's start with monk mode. You probably heard of monk mode before. Monk mode is where you cut off everything. You cut off all your friends. You cut off all unnecessary effort, and you just focus on to your lock-in. Monk mode, is the most extreme, the most ultimate form of locking in. I know that you know what monk mode is, okay? Maybe you've tried monk mode like me, or maybe you're in monk mode right now. In that case, what the hell are you doing here, bro? Go focus on your life or whatever. Maybe you're thinking about going into monk mode right now. You're thinking about like, maybe should I do it? Should I take this huge commitment? Let me tell you, there's a better way, okay? So I'm a guy who's tried monk mode, okay? And I realized, like it didn't really work for me. And it didn't really work for me because I was too scared. I was too scared. I was too afraid to do work. I was too scared of like the what ifs and the anxieties, the consequences of my actions. I was too tempted. It's just easier to give into temptation. Keep scrolling, keep gooning. Anyways, the point here is that monk mode, it didn't really work for me. And I realized it's like I just couldn't stick to monk mode. I couldn't get into it. And that's why I realized like it's like a one size fits all solution. I decided that you need a mindset that's like more personalized, okay? A mindset that's like monk mode, but more personalized to what you think in your own head, your own thought patterns. So I thought about this for a little while, right? And I realized that what I was doing was it basically amounted to nothing, right? What I was doing, my work, my effort that I put in was like the same thing as if I did nothing, right? I was putting in work, I was putting in effort, but if I'm not consistent, then it's the same as not doing anything at all. I had no impact on the world, okay? This is key. I have no impact on the world whatsoever. My work, no results, no friends, nobody ever sees me, right? Nothing affects me. Nothing I do affects the world, and nothing the world does affects me, okay? See where I'm going with this? You see, in like movies and shows, when there's like a ghost on the screen and the ghost is like passing through things and the ghost like can't talk to people and the people like they can't see him. Like, okay, I'll put some examples up like right here. See how this ghost is like can't interact with anything. It's passing through stuff. People don't even see it. And when it tries to talk to like other people, then they don't even see them. That's how I felt. That's how I felt, bro. I felt like a ghost. I felt like a ghost. Like nothing I could do could ever interact with the world at all. So I thought long and hard about this, okay? And once I realized that my work basically was like a ghost, like not interacting with anything, well, what did I do? So after I was done thinking about this, what did I do from that point on? Did I cry? No, bro. No. I embraced it. I accepted it. I simply became a ghost, bro. I simply just accepted that ghostness within myself. And now I'm a ghost. I embraced that my actions had no consequences or no impact on the world whatsoever. And that's how I became a ghost, bro. I call it ghost mode, bro. I'm like removed from the world. When you go into ghost mode, then the world and you they just separate, bro. They just start going farther apart, bro. You just separate from the world once you're a ghost, okay? That's what ghost mode is. It's a separation between you and the world so that there's no impact, so that they don't interact with each other. See what I'm saying? So I've become a ghost on society, you know? I'm going around in ghost mode, you know? In public, I like keep my hood up, you know? Nobody's looking at me, nobody sees me, nobody interacts with me, right? That's what ghost mode is, you know? So I've been in ghost mode for like a month right now, and you know what I've been noticing is that life has gotten quite a lot better, you know? Look, I turned on that light to illustrate that like life's getting better as a ghost, you know? I'm scrolling less, you know? I'm gooning less, you know? I'm putting in work consistently, you know? And that work has actually had impact on, bro. Like simply just letting go of the fact that I wanted impact on the world, that's what gave me the most impact on the world. See? That's what ghost mode is. It's letting go. I feel myself getting more consistent. Before, you know, I struggled to keep a morning routine. I struggled to keep a night routine, you know. I struggle to go to sleep on time, you know, stuff like that. But ever since going ghost mode, I realized like the interactions of those little things, it doesn't really have an effect on me, you know, because I'm a ghost. Stuff just passes right through me, though. So I just feel like I'm more able, or I've been like enabled to do these things, you know. That's what becoming a ghost really means. Since becoming a ghost, I feel more proud of myself. I feel more stable. I feel like my life's gotten back on track, you know? I feel myself becoming more focused in here, more sharp. Once I got removed from the world as a ghost, I just stopped caring and I could laser focus down onto the stuff that I actually wanted to do, you know? So, in the end, that's how I became a ghost. That's how I went into ghost mode, okay? A little psychological trick I used on myself, okay? One thing that you could take away from this video is that your personal monk mode, it needs to be like more personalized towards yourself, okay? You could get inspired by like go into horse mode, for example, and you could say like, well, horses are always running right towards the goal, right? Or you could get inspired by a computer, go computer mode and say like, oh, well, computers, they're like emotionless. They just do the work, you know? Or you could get inspired by like a caveman and say like, cavemans, they're emotionless, you know? They just want to put in the work to make their circumstances better, bro. So get inspired by something, bro. Don't just say monk mode. That's like a one size fits all solution, bro. You could get inspired by anything, man. Moral of the story is to just find something that works for your own personal mindset and like works for your own thought patterns, you know? So that's all from me for this video. Just know that from now on, I'm not a human being. I'm actually a ghost. I'm raridda the ghost. Okay? Thanks for watching. I'm a small channel, so if you subbed, it would help me a lot. And see y'all next week.